but you can only scale so much working out of your kitchen or your dining room table or stocking your garage. You're only going to get to sell so much product.
You're asking yourself, why am I doing this?
Smart people would know how to use all these different tools. They
start with something small.
And never get your entire organization. If you don't pull off operations, don't give up.
It can be as small as that.
I think you guys are going to have our last today.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Delegate That podcast, where we discuss the art and science of delegation, business management, and leadership. I am, as always, your host, Adam Labar, and today I'm looking forward to having a conversation with Steve Wittholt. Steve, if you can, please go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us about your business.
Hey, thank you, Adam. Good morning. My name's Steve Wittholt. I represent a company called Stable Storefronts. We've revolutionized the whole e-com industry with how people can make money on the e-commerce platforms similar to Amazon and Walmart. So, we're looking to help people grow their businesses. A lot of people these days want to get into business and supplement their income and look for alternatives. And that's exactly what we do. I've seen the industry change, especially with COVID. And I think we all know and have all shopped on Amazon, and we know there's an opportunity there. But like myself, I had no idea what that entailed. And now I have a team of experts that do exactly that.
Very good. So how did you kind of get involved in the e-commerce space?
The shortest version of it is I spent 28 years on Wall Street, and I spent a lot of years running a massive construction company that I don't know how to turn a screwdriver, to be honest. Makes my wife nervous when she sees a tool in my hand. But long story short, a buddy of mine of 30 plus years from my Wall Street days called me up in 2023 and asked if Amazon ever delivers to my house. And I kind of laughed. It's like, yes, I gave my wife the password to my Amazon account, which was a mistake. They're here every day. And I said, if I'm ever missing, I changed the password and my body's in the backyard somewhere. But he says, you ever think about what it's like to be on the other side of that package? And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, well, do you know that 68% or more of everything sold on Amazon is actually not sold by Amazon? And again, not having much experience in technology as a little bit of an older guy, I asked for more questions, and he introduced me to his partner. And his partner's from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. I immediately got on a plane that following week, and I said, you're taking my wife and I out to dinner, and I'm going to have dinner with you and your wife because this sounds way too amazing. And the industry's changing. Pre-COVID, Bezos did a great job. He changed our buying habits and how we purchase things. It wasn't just the bookstore he started off with. And in 2000, he made a dramatic change, and I can get into that a little later if we have time. But the opportunity is definitely there. So most of everything sold on Amazon is sold by people like you and me. And there's ways to make money. You can do it from your kitchen table, or you can have a professional company that's an expert in that industry help you run that for you. And that's what we do.
So obviously with the title Delegate That and trying to figure out how to delegate things and push stuff out. I mean, so let's say I've got my two sons. They just got a 3D printer for Christmas. They love being able to build things, create things, do all sorts of stuff. They want to have their own little e-commerce site and all that sort of stuff to be able to sell things to folks. How do we delegate out what the back end stuff? Like, what is it that folks do that go to you to say, hey, like I don't know how to do this. I'm a regular Joe. I want to create an e-commerce site. I want to be able to sell things on Amazon. I want to be able to sell things on Walmart.com. Let me go to Steve. Like, how do I delegate all of that? And what is it that I'm actually delegating to you?
Great question. A lot of people do that. And in the early days, it was somebody like your situation right there. You can get your own Amazon account. You can kind of figure out how to work within their guidelines, which are very, very strict guidelines. And if you go outside those guidelines, it's not favorable to you. But you can only scale so much working out of your kitchen or your dining room table or stocking your garage. You're only going to get to sell so much product. And Amazon's not going to send one of their tractor trailers to your house because you don't have a loading dock likely in your driveway to do so. So for those that really want to scale is where we come in. We do everything. So we're getting the wholesale distributors that will get you the better price points because we have volume that we can work with that you would not have access to, because you don't have the purchasing power. We now surpass 500 clients as of the end of 2025. So we have the purchasing power of over 500 clients looking to invest, most of them quite a bit of money to buy their inventory. That's why they're using us. They're not looking to sell $1,000 worth of product a month. They're looking to sell 25, 35, some clients 100,000 and more in product. The only way to really scale and make a living with this type of an investment is to work with a company like ours. There's not a lot of us out there, but I think we're one of the best, if not the best. I don't want to kind of brag and say we're the best, but I think we're right at the top rankings there. We follow all the FTC compliance, which we're one of the few that do. And that helps and protects you. So for scaling, we help you also source and select, because I didn't know like what sells on Amazon, what's good, what's the competition, what are the margins, what are the returns I got to be concerned about, what do I sell? This company that I work for, Stable Storefronts, they do all that for you. It's a complete hands-off management company. We just work out what your budget is, which is kind of why my financial planning background came in. Every financial plan was tailored towards your personal goals. It's the exact same thing here. We have some people, that just want to make their mortgage payment. They want to make $2 or $3 grand a month, and that's their goal. And we help them accomplish that. And we have quite a number of new clients that their goal is to make 100 grand a month and really, rock the e-com business. That takes a lot longer to scale to that level, but we do that for them as well. And recently, as of the December last year, it's kind of hard to say last year already, we just got the keys to our new warehouse in New Jersey, 10 minutes from our current warehouse. We added 32,000 square feet of square footage, but actually it's over $80,000 worth of storage space because of the way we can stack 4 rows high. So we have now 7 bays for Amazon to come pick up and deliver versus the 2 that we had prior. So we've been growing quite rapidly, and that allows us to get product into your stores and not offer your dining room table, so to speak.
Do you feel overwhelmed with mundane tasks that eat up your valuable time? It's time to reclaim your schedule and focus on what truly matters. Get your time back with elite remote talent without a time zone hassle. Delegate $10 an hour tasks to focus on more $1,000 an hour tasks. Schedule your free strategy call at wisevas.io.
Awesome. So basically, what this would look like, and I'll ask my question, and then you tell me how far off base I am. Is I decide I want to do I go to you and I say, hey, I'm like Stable Storefronts. I'm really interested in doing this. I want some passive income. I want a side hustle. My wife and I are both working, but we know we have maybe a little extra time in our hands, or we just have a few extra bucks that we want to get every month for investing or for whatever. I don't know necessarily what to sell. You already have some SKUs already set up to be able to say, hey, these are the things that you could sell. This is what we do. What is it that I'm actually doing then besides giving you guys money? Like, what is it that I give you guys money? You guys set up the store. You guys do all the stuff. And then I get to kind of go, all right, now what am I doing?
Kind of like working with a financial planner, right? You have a certain goal that you want. So there's an amount you're willing to put into a certain portfolio, whether it be a stock portfolio, mutual fund, annuity, and you have some goals that you want. So we're going to tailor your store to those goals. As far as what it is that you're going to be purchasing, we screen about 2,000 products a week and we search, and we have proprietary software, and Amazon actually gives us some software that we can see the competition, the margins, and we look for the steady Freddies. That's why the name of the company is Stable Storefronts. We're not looking for the home run hit off of TikTok, because by the time you get into that trend, and we can go to that, for example, Irish Spring was a big hit 2.5 years ago. Some lady did a TikTok, scraping Irish Spring soap around your garden, got rid of the bugs naturally. You couldn't get Irish Spring soap anywhere, right? So by the time we would have gotten a direct relationship with Irish Spring to get the volume discount we need to help you make the most margin, that trend already ended, and now we're sitting there holding the bag with inventory. That's not a good business model. We look for the things that are consumables, that things buy on a regular basis, a lot of subscribe and saves, just normal products that aren't trendy, things that people just buy on a regular basis. Those are the things that have good margins. You don't have to worry about it. We know what the competition is on the market, so we want to make sure the competition is fairly low. It's a product that we can mostly dominate. And that way you have a stable, reliable income moving forward.
Very good. So the idea then is we're just putting, the customer, or the client, I should say, is putting the trust in the fact that you've got all these relationships, got all this stuff that you guys have already done on the back end to get that Irish Spring bar of soap for 98 cents instead of $1.50 that I would get it for.
Correct.
And then we can, we split the margin on that front. Is that right?
Well, we're not even going to split the margin with you, so we can touch on that towards the end on how we make money and you make money. But it's all about an economy of scale. It's a we win, you win model. The more customers we have, the better purchasing power we have to go to these wholesale distributors to get bigger and better accounts. So once we get those bigger and better accounts, as we have over the last 3 years, is those accounts have given us greater discounts. Now those products and those discounts get pushed on to our customers. We all share in that benefit. We share in it because we can give you a better product, which means you're going to be a longer term partner with us.
Awesome.
Because you're making better money.
So who is your ideal client coming to you?
Your typical customer is somebody that we've been really successful lately with, people that are searching out franchises. So we talk to a lot of people that are interested in a franchise, and I'll give you a real short example. The typical franchise costs about $1 million to set up. I've looked at a few myself. I think I mentioned to you before. Prior to doing this, I knew my construction industry was fading out in 2023. So I started looking at restaurants, and I'm to the point where I don't want to grind 70 hours a week. Franchises require that. Restaurants require that. So the cash amount of that, the employees, the overhead, the build outs, the leases, the insurance, all of those things of typically starting a business are not present in this model. What it is you take your capital, you invest that in your inventory with us, and we run your store on your behalf. It's a hands-off kind of management product, much like when you go to a financial advisor and you're picking up a let's just say it's a bond portfolio. That's part of your overall investment portfolio. Well, what you're doing is you're reaping the benefits of that money manager managing that portfolio. You're going to get your dividends on a blue chip stock portfolio. That's what we do. We're, I think, more aligned with property manager. I do have a couple rental properties left that I'm looking to unload, because this is a much better model. Property managers, though, you would be the capital partner. You're investing in the house. We're the property manager. We're running it. We're making sure the house is maintained. We're making sure your tenants are vetted and producing the income that they're supposed to. You collect the check, and we get a small piece of that as managing a product. And you're pretty much hands off, enjoying. You've already earned the money to buy the property. Now you reap the rewards of collecting the income. The same thing here. You're going to buy your own inventory that we'll recommend to you, and you do have the choice. Do I want that inventory? Does it not fit with my personal beliefs? We will recommend what we think works. My personal opinion is, since I came from the financial market, if a broker calls you up and says, I got some great stock ideas for you, you don't go, let me go see if I can find something better. You take their advice because they're the experts. Well, we're the experts in the e-com business. So for me personally, I'm like, if you're putting it in your store and you think it's a good idea, don't even call me. Just please, here's my budget. Put it in my store. Why waste a day waiting for me to respond? Other people would like the freedom of acknowledging that product and reviewing it for 48 hours and then saying, I'm good with it or I'm not. So we will manage it and work with you based on individual needs as well.
That makes sense. So I want to learn a little bit more instead of from the client side of people coming to you. What does it look like on the back end, right? Because you, as we talked about, you're Clearwater Steve, right? So you're hanging out in Clearwater.
Clearwater Steve.
And we've got warehouses in New Jersey. So obviously you're not hanging out in New Jersey helping manage warehouses and all that. So how does it work for you guys as the owner? So if somebody's listening to this and they're owning a business and they're trying to figure out better ways to help other people manage their business inside from the inside, while they kind of get to be the visionary, the CEO, kind of stand up or jump on podcasts and push the word out for their business. How is it that you guys are structured that allows you to kind of hang out, still be Clearwater Steve, hang out in Clearwater while the operations are taken up in New Jersey?
Well, luckily, technology like this allows us to do an awful lot of that. And I will tell you, in all the companies I've worked for, which I've owned 2 prior to this one, that were very, very successful, it's hiring the right people. We have about 75 staff members right now that are employees of ours. And I will I have to say that they're some of the most amazing people I've ever worked with in my life. We also have a warehouse on the West Coast in Idaho, Coeur d'Alene, and we just added a new warehouse in Rahway, New Jersey. And we're looking to add another one in Texas or Florida, probably towards the Miami area by the end of 2026. We have people there that manage and run those stores. One of our founders lives in the warehouse, literally probably lives there. I bet you he has a pillow somewhere in that warehouse. He's a young man. He just crushed it in Amazon in his early days. He comes from a family that runs multiple businesses in New York, and very smart young man. Made his first $1 million at 19 on Amazon. Kind of worked through all the kinks that, you know, you or I starting from our kitchen table would be very frustrated trying to learn and grow very slowly if we did it ourselves. So those people are in place. They help us source and select. They run the warehouses. You can log into your account anytime to see how your account's doing. And then we do monthly reviews. So it's not like your financial planner where you might see them, if you're lucky, once a quarter. Usually it was once a year. This is a monthly review. So your time commitment to this too, Adam, after you start, it's roughly 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes a month. And you're free to do more, but we need at least that much time to review how your account's doing, making sure we're meeting your expectations and that your store health is going in the right direction.
So if you build out 75 employees, you're more on the passive side of the business, right? You're kind of one of the face but from what I'm gathering here, you're kind of on a podcast chat about it. Yeah, clearly not unloading trucks. Yes. Considering you don't even have the warehouse down here right now. Right. So, how is it that you're finding your employees? How are you guys building your relationships in the back end? What are the things that are happening in the background to help grow the company, itself, to help foster your clients?
The success of our current stores leads us to new stores. So we don't do any advertising. You will never see a Stable Storefronts ad on any social media platform, on any other platform, for so to speak. It's a referral invitation only. So this is something where if somebody were to come in, from this type of a podcast, I would do an interview with them, much like if you went to a franchise. You just can't go, hey, I want to buy one. Here's a check. There's an interview process that goes on. And we want to make sure that you qualify as a business type of minded person that would be a good fit for this business, that you understand it, that, once we explain it to you, it's clear. Much like when you start off with your first financial advisor, right? Even if you want to go ahead and move forward, we have FTC requirements that we follow. We'll give you all the paperwork, the contracts. You have 7 days to review all that. You can bring it to your CPA, your attorney, to your spouse, to your friends, gather all your questions. During that 7 days, we're not even allowed, it's a cooling off period. We're not even allowed to really contact you because we follow FTC guidelines and comply completely, because it's a business. This is not just something, it's not a get rich thing. This is not the TikTok chase the trend kind of thing. This is a stable business for long-term growth. So that's primarily what we do. And then at the end, even if you jump up and down, Adam, and say, hey, the 7 days, it's day 8, I'm ready to go. Well, then our CEO wants to meet you. And our CEO is going to interview you as much as you're going to interview him. And from there, we also do quarterly events. We're actually getting ready in 2 weeks to get ready to go to Hawaii. That's our next quarterly event. We invite our partners in that have invested with us. And they're all entrepreneurs. They're all people that have had a business, are interested in business, have been successful in one way or another, and are a good fit. And they all mingle together. I mean, what kind of company brings customers together and says, hey, talk to each other about how we're doing? That says an awful lot about the company. We have almost zero turnover in employees. I can't think of any. I'm going to say near zero, because as far as I know, it is zero. But then we put our customers in a room together for 2 or 3 days, and they get to chat with each other. And what we're finding is our circle, which has become very important these days, especially, post-COVID, we've lost that human touch. I think we're bringing it back, and we're putting entrepreneurs in a room. I think one of the ones we did in San Diego earlier this year, we estimated the net worth of our customer base in that room was over $1 billion. And customers were forming other businesses, because this is really a hands-off kind of approach. you still have your time to do your day job, or if you're retired, to go on your cruises and still make money in this type of a product. But our customers are actually coming to our events, and they're forming other relationships and other businesses, which is phenomenal. So we're circling ourselves with like-minded individuals that are interested in growth. This industry is going to grow. I think I mentioned to you earlier, and I haven't been at the mall for, I can't tell you how long. It's more than a year. It's my least favorite place to go, but my wife kind of dragged me there to fix a watch. And I was like, okay, the mall's got these jewelry stores. Let's go there. And I was shocked at how many of the stores were not your typical retail. There was a barbecue build-out store there, a brick paver store there. That's not normally what you would see in a mall, but they need to fill that space. So we're definitely trending towards an online platform. And I think it's important to know that, like, with Amazon, Jeff Bezos obviously is a genius, right? He makes $1 million a minute for a reason. But he started that industry, and he dominates 42% of all e-commerce business. So everything sold online, 42% goes to Amazon. Walmart is the number 2 player, and we actually partnered with Walmart. We're actually listed on their website under their Walmart Marketplace as a preferred vendor. If you were to take a guess, and I'm not going to try to put you on a spot, but if you were to take a guess, if Amazon's at 42% and Walmart's the number 2 player, where do you think they fall in the percentage of e-com?
Probably 20% or less.
The less is really important because it's only
4%. Holy gracious.
So Amazon is larger than the next 8 online retailers combined. And here's what's interesting though. Amazon is missing one part, is retail. So Walmart has that. Walmart, they have a goal to catch up to Amazon. So that's why we also partner with Amazon, because they're growing rapidly. And that's something that our clients and our partners are going to benefit from. So when they partner with us, they can have 1 or 2 stores, but we prefer that they do both because, again, as a financial guy with a background there, diversification is key. You're going to sell an awful lot more through the Amazon platform, but at slightly less margins. At Walmart, you're going to get better margins, but the volume's just not quite there yet because the marketplace really, when you think of buying a product online, I think naturally everybody thinks Amazon. It's like when you're going to go do a search on the internet, other than the recent AI, trend, everybody goes, I'm going to Google it. They don't go, I'm going to Yahoo it or anything, or Bing, right? We all go, we're going to Google it because Google's the dominant force. We have that same thing here on this platform. Amazon is still the dominant force, but Walmart is really pressing hard to catch up and shorten that gap from 4% to the 42%.
So, I mean, obviously, everybody and their brother has seen a bunch of the ads out there for, your Amazon, what is it? FBA. I don't even remember, FBA or whatever it is. Yep. These different businesses and all this stuff. And it's like, man, overwhelming. I don't really know. So if I came to you and I said, all right, like, I need some education on this. Do you guys have some education already kind of set up for folks to be able to go, hey, this is how the system works. This is what it is, to really help the client understand what it is that setting all of this up entails. The why I should go to you and delegate a lot of that work to you? Yeah,
absolutely. The first step is that I go through is I'm going to, first of all, have a conversation like this. Secondly, I'll send you a questionnaire to make sure that you do have a background and qualify to become a customer. And then if that's the case, we're going to do about a 45-minute to an hour online presentation. I love to do them in person when I can, because I think, again, we've missed that human touch lately, especially post-COVID. But we're nationwide. So we'll do a Zoom type meeting, introduce you. We'll go through the A to Z of what we do and how we do it. And if you feel it's a good fit, we send you all the documentation per FTC guidelines. We give you the 7 days to review it. If you're still like, I love it, I'm in, then we have a meeting with the CEO, and you're going to go through probably about another 30 to 45 minute, maybe an hour, get all your questions answered. Make sure you're comfortable. And from there, it's go time.
Very cool. All right. It almost, so I've gone through some of the franchise type meetings and all that. It has a very franchise type feel. Is this set up as a franchise or is it not?
It's not, but you're 100% right. It has the same look and feel because there's a setup fee at the beginning. There, you know, because we have to set up your store. We have an accountant on staff that's going to set up your EIN, get your LLC form because this is a business, and that takes some time. This is not, as I said, it's not an overnight quick get rich type of thing. Truth be told, your first year is probably the most challenging, but like starting any business, it is. But what you're not doing that you're doing with a franchise is plunking down $500,000, $1 million to get started just to get your doors open. This is completely different, but it has that same look and feel. You're exactly right. It kind of feels a little bit like that. That's why we have a lot of success with people looking at franchise, and then they look over at what we offer, and the upfront cash is 80% less, and the reward is almost equal. And in a franchise, here's the biggest difference: if you've looked at franchises before, do you have to work that franchise, or do you get to sit back and let it run itself?
Yeah, quite a bit of them. You have to work it.
You got to work it. Yeah. You got to work it hard. I mean, imagine buying a McDonald's franchise, or I always use Smoothie King because Smoothie King, I have all the numbers broken down because I've done the research on them. I know to the dot. I've got it down to the grand opening banner cost on what it really costs to open up that type of franchise. It's well over $1 million. Your break even is years down the road. You got to work it, grind it. Your average franchise owner of that franchise makes about $75,000 a year. And if you want to make more than that, their top 10% make about 100. If you want to make more than that, the only way to do it is buy another franchise. With us, you don't have that upfront cost. So it's significant. It's about a tenth of the cost to get you started. The income potential for that is about the same after approximately 2 years. So your break even is about 18 months to 24 months. And then from there, it looks like a hockey stick. It just launches from year 2 because you've built your store, you've built your reputation with Amazon. Now they know you, they trust you, they see it's being managed properly, and the gloves are off and game on. But you don't have all that massive capital up front. You don't have employees. You don't have lease payments. You don't have workers' comp. It's already everything's done. You don't have all those headaches. That, to me, is the biggest difference. And then if I want to make more money with my store, I just advise Stable Storefronts. It's like, hey, let's buy some more inventory. I don't have to buy another store. I just increase my inventory because you're getting profits on your inventory. So the more inventory, the more profit. Kind of like going into a 7-Eleven, and if there's nothing on the shelves, guess what? 7-Eleven's out of business. You got to keep those shelves full. And that's the same thing here. You got to keep your inventory with Amazon full. And by the way, quick tip, or quick kind of probably didn't know kind of thing. Where do you think most of Amazon's storage is? Where do you think most of the product is? And I won't put you on the spot. I'm going to tell you, it's on the trucks. Most of their products are either going to a warehouse or going to the customer who bought it. It's not sitting in a warehouse. So that's where the majority of all the inventory is. So it's moving constantly. So those are the major differences between the getting engaged part is very similar to a franchise, but the actual experience, 2 different total products.
Very cool. Well, Steve, it's been awesome kind of getting to know how this kind of works in the background and all this. I would have never thought, I never knew about the business. I never knew anything about what you guys did. So this is really cool. It's one of those, like being able to, being able to delegate all of that back end stuff and being able to kind of say, hey, like I really wanted to do this, or I already have a storefront and I don't really know what I'm doing. And being able to find somebody who's able to set that up for you and take care of that is awesome. So Steve, if somebody's hearing this and they say, hey, I want to get involved, I want to hear more, what is the best way for folks to reach out to you?
2 ways. Hit me up with an email. It's steve@stablestorefronts.com. Or I'll give you my personal cell. I'm happy to talk to anybody about this. It's 407-925-8574. And day or night, Saturday, Sunday, I'm open. If my phone is on, I'll answer. If it's not, I'll call you back pretty darn quick.
Very good. So Steve at stablestorefronts.com or 407-925-8574. Steve, it was awesome to chat with you, learn a little bit more about what you guys are doing. I thank you so very much for jumping on. Everybody listening, if this is something you're interested in, or if there's anything Steve can do to help you out, obviously reach out to him. It's one of those things, delegating some of the hard back-end stuff that you may not know how to do is always a wonderful thing. So Steve, thank you very much. Everybody listening, I appreciate you, and we will see everybody on the next show.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you, Adam.